Hey, this is Dr. Kent and Addict with you. I am first an addict, but I am also a drug and alcohol counselor. And today, after the reading, I'm going to talk about let go and let God. So, let us go to the third quiet time. Many of us have found that sitting aside quiet time for ourselves is helpful in making conscious contact with our God. Basic text, page 95. Most of us pay lip service to the value of conscious contact with God. Yet, how many of us constantly take time to improve that conscious contact? If we are not already established as regular regiment of prayer and meditation, today is the day to start one. A quiet time need not be long. Many of us find that 20 minutes is enough. Time to quiet ourselves, focus on our addiction and our attraction with spiritual reading. Share our thoughts and consciousness in prayer, and take a few moments to listen for an answer in meditation. Our quiet time need not be lengthy to be effective, provided it is consistent. 20 minutes taken once a month to pray will probably do little but frustrate us with poor quality of conscious contact. 20 minutes taken regularly each day, however, renews and reinforces an already lively contact with our God. In hostel and bustle, the recovering addict day, many of us end up going from morning to night without taking time out of importance of our conscious contact with God. We cannot understand. However, if we set aside a particular time of the day every day as quiet time, we can be sure that our conscious contact will improve. I will set aside a few minutes a day once I finish reading just for today's entry to pray and meditate. This will be the beginning of a new pattern in my recovery. You know, quiet time is so important. It's one of the main reasons why I have the clean time that I have. When I first came into this program, a gentleman looked at me and said, "You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up and listen for 6 months." So, because I wanted to recover, I listened. Was I mad? You bet your bottom dollar I was. I wanted to knock his face off. Tell me what to do, Lee. I'll show you. And then I thought for a second, and I said, if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you always got. And I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe he's right. So I shut up for 6 months, Actually, that's a lie. I only did it for 4 months. But during that 4 months, I worked on my steps. I do recommend that you work a step 1, 2, 3 early in your recovery to find a God of your understanding, whatever that may be. Um, I'm not talking about a doorknob or, a stupid person or a smart person or some fruitcake that you met on the street that talks gibberish about spirituality. I'm talking about real, honest to goodness God of our understanding. When we do a step 1, 2, and 3, it brings us to that point. And I found that when I first came into recovery, 20 minutes a day was way too hard. I couldn't focus that long. I was lucky if I could have focused 10 minutes, for crying out loud. My head was all over the place. So I couldn't do that. So I started with 5 minutes. And I'd say a simple prayer like, God, help me through the day. Something simple. And then I waited. And the first time I waited, I thought it would never end. 5 minutes is a long time to be silent, you know, especially where I like to talk, you know. So I sat there for those first 5 minutes, and the next time it was easier, and the next time it was easier. And my quiet time began to go 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Now I spend quality time with my God, who can be your God, by the way, because it could be the same God, you know? Um, there's only one thing that will help you in recovery. My secret to my staying clean is doing the steps, going to treatment, and calling my sponsor. Yeah, even with the amount of time I have, I still call my sponsor once a week without fail because I need that, you know. As far as a meeting, I have a sponsee who I contact, or sorry, he contacts me on a daily basis because he has a very busy life, you know, and we spend time together, and we have a meeting together, you know. He's come so far in the amount of time that we've been together. I'm so proud of him, you know. He's so susceptible to what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes he's stubborn, like most addicts are, and want to do things his way, but it always comes back to, I know what I'm talking about because I've been there, you know. I love him to death, man. I love all of you to death. Okay, I would lay down my life for any one of you because I love you, because I care about you. My heart bleeds for every single solitary addict that's out there. When I hear of an addict that dies, it breaks my heart to know that I couldn't help them. I couldn't talk to them, you know? Don't get me wrong, I know you can't help an addict till they're ready. Sorry, I got caught here on my nose. So, let go and let God. Well, I remember the first time that I was told that, I thought I was going to deck the goof. I really did. I was pissed. Let go and let God. God is nothing. Yeah, better than God. Yeah, I said it. And I actually thought I could handle my life better than God could. And I sat and I looked. 2 homes, a business, 3 wives. At that time, it was 1. And thought to myself, maybe I should learn about this. So I took time in Narcotics Anonymous to understand step 1, 2, and 3. Step 1 is we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and our lives had become unmanageable. Step 2 is we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Then the wonderful step 3. Love step 3. Step 3 is we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Now, in the first 3 steps, God is mentioned an average of 10 times. Yeah, I know, I know. It's mentioned 4 times in 3 steps. And there's a reason for that. Because the God, doggone, I missed him again. Stupid mosquito. You know? He's buzzing around my head. I hate that. But, back to focus, sorry. When I sat there and I thought about that statement, that 3 little words that plagued me for so many years. Let go and let God. I thought for years, what the heck does that mean? You know, I did step 1, 2, and 3. I did my steps. And I got to 12, and 12 says, after had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other addicts and to practice this principle in all our affairs. So I thought to myself, well now, what do I have to offer another addict? My experience, strength, and hope. 2 things that you need to focus on. Experience, wash over it. Talk about it. Don't be specific. My strength is where I stand. You know, and on that, with God, things are okay. Because I sat back, shut up, closed my big fat mouth, and listened. And I realized, I've been doing it all wrong. Yeah, I said it. And you're doing it all wrong too. If you're not leaning on a power or God that is greater than yourself, you're not going to stay clean. If you don't do your step 4, at least do your step 1, 2, and 3 and find that God. Please, for God's sake, do it. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you. What you've been doing right so far, has it worked? Have you got a perfect life? If you have, you obviously don't need to be here, and you can move on and go away, because we addicts don't need some yellow-belly know-it-all sitting there telling us what to do. I'm telling you what I did. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm letting you know how it works. If you listen to me, it's going to work. If you listen to your God, that power that you grab onto, like, you're up to your head, you want to pull your hair out. Not hard. It's hard for me, but I'm sure somebody has a lot of hair. And when you get to that point where you want to pull your hair out, you know, if you say, enough I don't know how many of you are in the relationships, but if you are in the relationship and you're sitting there arguing with your spouse, okay, and it's bicker back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, he said, she said, he said, she said, and you had enough, you just put your hands up and say, okay, I give. And that's what you got to do with your addiction. I give. It's yours. When I let go and let God and gave him my addiction, it's not a problem anymore. Because I did this journey from here to here. And I realized, why didn't I do this sooner? Because I'm a stubborn, pig-headed fool. But it does get better. It does get easier if you let go and let God. That's my wrap for today. I want to say God bless, and we'll see you soon.